Lock yourself up. All right, let me stop playing with y'all.
Y'all don't know what I had to go through sitting in this studio with Dre.
She ain't gotta go through nothing.
DeAndre Otis.
And here we are. We are live, and it is 8 o'clock, and it is the quarantine with Dre Otis, and this is
Latrice Cash, better known as Cash Cash.
We want to thank you all for coming in to join us for another week on another Friday. Another day you could be doing something else, but you're here with us. So we appreciate it. Guess what, Michigan? We done it. We're at 100,000 in coronavirus cases. Whoop-de-doo. Yeah, we finally got there. I don't know why. Well, I do know why. A lot of people want to play around and not mask up and hanky-danking around and boom, 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 you know, getting your club on and everything. And here we are. We got 100,000. How you feel about that?
Well, this is how I feel about my microphone. I think I got it right. How do I feel about 100,000 in coronavirus cases? Mm-hmm. Not good. It's sad. And I wish people would stay healthy. I wish people would want to stay healthy. How is that?
Well,
that sounds better.
Yeah. You know,
a whole lot better.
Unfortunately, you got a lot of people that think this thing is fake, which is just stupid to me because, again, we know people personally, me and you both know people personally that have passed from this thing. I mean, I just want to let you all know our call-in number is 313-355-6018, so please call in when you get a chance to. Come holler at us, come talk to us, see what we're talking about, and
yeah, hit us up on Instagram. You can hit me up on my Instagram, Cash_Latrice_original. Or you can hit me on my Facebook. Do me on my public page. I have the black and white, Latrice Cash. You can hit DeAndre Otis up. How do they find you, Otis?
Y'all can just hit me up on my name, Andre Otis, EYANDRAOTIS. I don't know why people call me Andre, but I've been trying to get out of that name for quite some time. My name is Andre. If you know an alcoholic, ask them NJ. Andre. You can get the easiest thing out of saying NJ, Andre. You know, sometimes I'll take NJ.
So that's called something else. Irk, jerk, whatever. But we're not going to call you that. I'm just going to call you Otis, or I'm going to call you Dre, and we're going to leave it like that. So, where you want to start, Otis?
Well, you know, one of the things that has me kind of pissed off right now is this situation with this damn... And I don't mean to be rude tonight, ladies and gentlemen, but... We're going to touch on it a little bit later, but... When you have a 17-year-old that gets dropped off somewhere, and this kid runs around with a whole AR-15. Mind you, this child isn't even from Kenosha, Wisconsin. You get dropped off and end up killing a couple people and blowing another one's bicep off. I got a problem with that.
What's the problem?
The problem is a black man was shot 7 times in his back, and this white 17-year-old child was able to walk by police saying, "Hi, I shot a few people. Get me. I did it." And the police, whoop, 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 kept going.
Kept going.
I have a problem with that. Man. I have a problem with people that out of nowhere getting to claiming that this young man was a rapist, this, that, and the other, because if you actually do your due diligence, instead of just spewing foolishness, look up what you get ready to say instead of saying it because it's cool to say, you will find out that this guy wasn't a rapist.
Nope.
He didn't touch any children.
Nope.
But for some of you bastards out there, you get to hollering that he deserved to get shot 7 times.
Yep.
And I'm just really disturbed by that whole narrative. I don't understand why, and probably never will. Any thoughts?
Any thoughts?
I don't know what just happened. Obviously, I'm out the loop on something that just happened.
Don't loop. So, this is what I think. I think that 2020 is hindsight. With that being said, 2020 being hindsight, people won't know the true reason for all of this nonsense, this foolishness, this disrespect until 2021. And I will add this, and this is not a religious station.
Well, you know what? Let me cut you off there. I want to remind you, we are in the cash spot right now. It is 8:05. This is the cash spot. And I'm going to shut up because Latrice Cash, this is her time and she run things. So back to you, Miss Cash.
Thank you very much, Otis. So first I want to start with, and I know you can hear the paper. First I want to start with some announcements. September 5th, 2020 at 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. Caring Temple Missionary Baptist Church, 14357 Grand River, is giving away free food, free clothing, free furniture, and helping with rental assistance. On Sky Covington and her band Club Crescendo. You've seen her a lot at Hastings Tangent Gallery, where our late state representative Isaac Robinson used to have his events. So Sky Covington on Sunday, August 30th at 4 p.m. we'll have a virtual concert on Arts, Beats, and Eats. You can look it up on Facebook, Google it. They are having a virtual concert, and it's a GoFundMe. And then another thing, excuse me, Get Out the Vote event, GOTV, with Rhonda Williams, LMSW, and she is a precinct delegate, precinct number 428, Sunday, September 26, 2020, 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. at SOAPS, SOAPS, Revitalizing Fuels, at 13730 Livernois Avenue, Detroit, 48238. Register to vote, absentee vote, get more information. We will have a lot of local elected officials there, such as State Rep Cynthia A. Johnson from State District 5, House District 5. Kathy Garrett will be there, and a whole lot of other people. One last thing. The Detroit Youth Expo, sponsored by Elite Exclusive DC.com. This is a Shay J booking event. ShayJBooking@gmail.com, and also the No to No Show and other other sponsors will be there and sponsoring the event. So this is Detroit Youth Expo, September 12th, 12 to 6 p.m. at Skinner Park. That's near Denby High School, 12800 Kelly Road. That's in Detroit, Michigan. So I want to talk about this. So I've done some research, and these are APA for references for those that know what APA is, but they basically it's peer reviewed. So one of the titles of the articles is Fighting for Attention, Democracy, Free Speech, and the Marketplace of Ideas in the Minnesota Law Review. Another one is Children and Youth Cultures Meet the Challenges of Participation. Interview with Henry Jenkins. Okay? So, bottom line is this. You have democracy. And there's actually two types of democracy of freedom of speech. The first is the First Amendment doctrine, which is autonomous theory, which emphasizes freedom of expression. But do you have true freedom of expression? Especially in the time of the Me Too movement, Black Lives Matter movement, right. All Lives Matter, and all this other stuff. The second one is a democracy theory, which emphasizes the necessity of free expression for self-government. And the marketplace of ideas was idealized to create a resolution between the First Amendment and the democracy theory. Competition encourages decentralization, producers, and consumers. I'll repeat that again. First Amendment and democracy. The theory is that competition encourages decentralization of producers and consumers. Decentralize, separate, okay? But we're a democracy where everything should be equal and fair. The problem is that the state laws can impact the free flow of ideas. The court believes it is providing speakers the right to express, but courts can strike down laws that impact the free flow of ideas. What you say? We're Black Lives Movement. This is fair. This is not fair. One person can walk down the street with a rifle and shoot people. Another person walk down the street doing nothing and get killed for no reason. But the court says that that's fair. Or I'm going to allege that the court say that that's fair. It depends on the court, depends on the lawyer, depends on the judge. When state laws can prevent the best of political ideas to flourish, when courts are supposed to protect competition between ideas, courts believe their ideas are protecting competition. How can you protect competition when you don't know what that competition is? How can you protect competition when you have no idea what the intended actions, intended words, the intent of that program is?
Right.
How can you believe and know that you're protecting competition? Allowing the best ideas to flourish for the benefit of individuals. And who are those individuals that it is intended to benefit? Cause and effect is always in place. What we need, cause and effect. I'm sorry, my microphone is acting up. It's getting on my nerves. So cause and effect. We need young people, middle-aged people, to learn about politics and become leaders. We talked about this last week, about the millennials. And please give me a moment. The cause and theories of economic competition. Economic competition operates pricing signals driving resources. Consumer demands impact market shares. Socially desirable benefits and results. So if the courts are deciding what's fair and what's the free market and what's fair and what's the part of the First Amendment, they actually contradict each other. Democracy and the First Amendment. Correct. So what is the long-lasting social and political effects on children, preteens, and the Black Lives Matter movement and business? So I got an article from Fighting for Attention, Democracy, Free Speech in the Marketplace of Ideas. I think I mentioned that before. The bottom line is this. The article offers information on creativity of youth in English, in the English language, and English language arts, ELA curriculum. So that's where creativity of students is recognized and valued. And the teachers, and educators need to accept that fact and incorporate all that. Topics discussed include creativity of young people in the Black Lives Matter and the Dreamer movement. Information on youth participatory action researchers, which is, what does it mean? The Young People's Act something, I forget. The Young Action Participatory Research. The Youth Action Participatory Research, YAPR, which supports young people as they use their literacy skills to analyze and take action on issues that matter to them in their communities. And when it matters to them in their communities, that makes it valid for democracy and for the First Amendment, and it should be taken as such. And as they grow and as they learn, they are teaching the educators and the politicians now into making their ideas into policy. That's why we need millennials and Generation Xers to be mentors and mentees and teach this new generation, this new society. So this is Latrice Cash. Thank you for listening to Cash.
All right, everybody. Once again, this is our Cash Spot, our Cash Cam, and I want to introduce you all to our first guest tonight. This is Mr. Nicholas Buckingham from Michigan Liberation. If you don't know him, you need to know him because this is one of the many people in Detroit that you need to know.
Yes.
So, first off, I want to thank you for coming tonight. I know you you're doing whatever the hell you want to do, but you came here with us. Right. So I appreciate it, man. Thank you so much.
Yeah, no, it's an honor to play. I wasn't doing nothing, sitting at home playing video games. So watching the
What's your favorite one?
I'm on Call of Duty right now.
Okay.
Yeah, but yeah, I'm a little bit everywhere. My children love this stuff, so
Right.
to connect with the kids, you gotta learn some of their lingo, right?
Well,
That's right.
unfortunately, my son just popped me by 20 points earlier, so I ain't got nothing to do with no games right now. So let's not talk about games. But anyway, we are here for some unimportant business. Again, this is a very important man. First off, tell us a little bit about Nicholas Buckingham.
Yeah, born and raised right here in the city of Detroit, straight from the red zone. You know, I think everybody that kind of know a little bit about my story, I was incarcerated for 7 years for armed robbery. I went in at the age of 22. Came home when I was 29, and right when I came home, like within my first 90 days, finding a job, being fired from that job because of my felony conviction, I went back to prison because I started to sell marijuana to pay my parole officer. And you know, when I violated parole, you know, they dropped me. They drug tested me like 10 times, right? And it just kept coming back clean. And so they couldn't understand why I was out here selling, you know, the amount of weed that I was and wasn't getting high, you know, especially after doing almost a decade in prison. And so when I told the you know, I told the prosecutor to tell like everybody my story, right? Of like going in and getting all of this, you know, these programs in prison, and you come out and you still have all these doors that shut on your face. And so, you know, hearing it from me, you know, they actually said that on this one given moment, this wasn't my fault, right? That the system actually is designed to fail black men. And I fell into that crack of being failed the second time. So I went back to prison. They dropped the charges of, you know, all the drug charges, hit me with parole violation. And so I went in for 45 days, actually did 47. On that 47th day, I walked into my first college classroom, started, you know, doing social work, graduated very quick, and then went into the university again doing social work. Started a couple organizations right here in Detroit. I'm not going to put them on blast right now, but right now I'm grounded. I'm at home with Michigan Liberation, which is a statewide 501c4 and a super PAC, solely focused on the criminal legal system, believing in the fact that those who are closest to the problem are closest to the solutions, but furthest from resources to power. So, you know, not only myself, but we have, you know, a lot of formerly incarcerated folks that works for Michigan Liberation.
Yes, sir.
And that's pushing a policy, pushing legislation, and also getting people elected.
With the little bit of time we do have, what is Michigan Liberation for the people that are watching or who will be watching? Because
I know, like, that was, you know, with that little introduction, that's like government talk, 501c4, C3, like, what is all of that, right? But to take it out of that realm, like, Michigan Liberation is it's an organizing base. You know, the majority of the folks in the base are formerly incarcerated or directly impacted by the criminal legal system.
Okay.
Meaning, like, they've been to jail, they've been on probation, they've been on parole. But not only that, right? It's also about the survivors of crime, the survivors of violence out in our city.
Right.
And ensuring that not only, you know, do they have a voice at the table, but that voice is in a leadership position and is moving a lot of the work with Michigan Liberation. Some of our past work, the Black Mamas Bailout, which we started about 2 years ago. Our first year, we was able to raise about $30,000. We built out roughly about 25 moms across Michigan, black moms.
Okay.
Yeah, I heard about
and then this year, you know, we set a goal for 60,000. We hit 100,000, and we got Colin Kaepernick to, you know, drop those coins in the account.
Got Colin Kaepernick.
Yeah, we got Colin Kaepernick money. So, you know, that goes into our bail fund. And this year we was able to take the bail fund and, like, not only bail out black moms, but a lot of the folks that came, you know, close contact to COVID-19 while inside the county jail, we were able to bail them out. And I know this might be controversy, but, you know, a lot of the support, I mean, a lot of the protests that you see that's happening in Detroit, and also, like, just Metro Detroit, you know, we have protest support structure where they get arrested. We actually go in and bail all them out. And we raise the money and work close with the National Lawyers Guild and a whole lot of other things. And, yeah, get a lot of policies changed around it.
Okay.
So can you explain to us, now, MI Liberation is for men and women.
Yep.
And give them support. Okay. Now, when people are released from prison, does MI Liberation have the ability to contact them within, let's say, a week of them being released?
Yes. So, Yeah, I mean, we build our close relationships with all the stakeholders, right? So we're literally like in a parole office. We have relationships with some prosecutors. Everybody knows Michigan Liberation pushes prosecutor campaigns.
Right.
But yeah, we have relationship with judges. But most important, like, I think a lot of organizations that does this work, talk about organizing formerly incarcerated people. And today, since they say returning citizens, I kind of hate that word. But, for us...
What's the term that you would use?
Formerly incarcerated. Formerly incarcerated. And, like with Michigan Liberation, because so many of us have been, incarcerated in Michigan. We have a juvenile lifer. The first woman that was released as a juvenile lifer from MDOC that's working with us. Okay. We have, a guy that has done, over 30 years that's working with us. So we're able to organize inside of the prisons based off our past relationships that we had when we left out of there.
Let me ask you, in this line of work that you do, how many, I don't want to use that word. I'm going to be nice. How many people do you have that try to come against what your goal and what your end game really is?
Oh man, how many people do we have? I mean,
including elected officials.
Yeah,
I can't really put a number on it.
And then not really giving a number, but
just a roundabout. I mean,
a lot. How much animosity do you face?
Yeah, it's a lot. Especially when. Anytime you're talking about prisons, look at the times we're living in now.
Yes, sir.
With the police and everything. And, you get a lot of people that come to us and say, how dare you go out here and bail people out? Who do you think you are? Right? Why do you, who are you to bail out criminals? And, I think the thing that a lot of people often miss is that, if you have a bond, I mean, you haven't been sentenced.
Right.
You haven't been tried in court.
Correct.
Right? So we're still innocent. But also, I'm formerly incarcerated, and I work with a network of these folks across this country. And when we talk about just us being people and understanding and recognizing that, yeah, I committed armed robbery, all right? I understand that my violent crime, it not only changed me, but it changed those people that I harmed every time that I decided to pick up a gun. And I think about that a lot. And oftentimes as a society, we think that we can just lock people up and throw away the key, and that's where they're supposed to be at. We have to keep in mind 95% of the prison population is coming home to your community, right? And if we don't have the resources and the programs to help them mentally, right, all we're doing is we're just going to have a revolving door back into the system because we don't know how to deal with the trauma. You understand? And so, and I hear people like, oh, you can't work with these criminals, but they're people. Right? And we have to kind of like peel back the layers of all of the criminalization, all of the violence, and actually get to the root cause of it. So I'm never going to have a conversation and try to, if I'm working with somebody that committed murder, I'm not going to uplift this person because this is the work I do. It's let's peel back these layers and let's get to the root cause of this. Let's look at poverty. Let's look at lack of education. Let's look at over-policing in certain communities. Let's look at how a lot of our young black men in our community right now, we have a huge problem with relationships, right? We have a problem with relationships and conflict. We don't know how to address that and deal with that, right? And so when we're building out these structures, the best people to actually have these conversations with is the folks that's been close to those problems, right? Treat them as people, and we'll get some solutions from. But yeah, like I get a lot of opposition.
And and I had to ask you that because coming from what I've done and jumping into this so-called political spectrum, which I think is just nothing but a bunch of BS. A bunch of people that they probably had this same story, but out of nowhere, I'm too good for to tell about what I used to do. So
right.
I'm going to try to live this life, and I'm not. I'm glad that you came on here because as young black men, these are some of the things that we face. You can look at the young man that just got shot 7 times in his back. You got people that want to defend why he was shot 7 times, and it's like, come on, man.
Yeah,
that's a human being.
Yeah, it's a human.
I like to interject real quick, and I understand what you two gentlemen are saying, and I want to add a different picture and a bigger picture. from what you've experienced, especially in being incarcerated. And I know a lot of people have experienced this. And what people don't recognize is that, let's say you come from a single parent home. The lack of male leadership,
which I
in your
came
home,
from.
The lack of male leadership in your home and male guidance, I think that has a lot to do with becoming incarcerated and not really having that guidance on how to survive.
And I believe that.
Yeah, and I also want to add that, and people don't really recognize this, and this is, my mic don't want to act right.
We got ghosts in here that don't want this woman saying nothing.
My ghost don't like me today.
I don't know what she's doing, but she's a ghost that don't want her doing nothing.
Go ahead and knock yourself out. So anything can happen in the studio, and it's all organic, and we love it, and we hope that you love it too. So where I was going with this is, even if, let's say, you were married before or had a significant other before you went to prison. Okay, you're in prison, you have to deal with whatever's happening in prison. If something happens to the mother of your children, unfortunately, if she passes, if she goes to prison, whatever, what happens to those children? And people don't recognize the big picture. That then becomes a cycle in itself of abuse, foster care, adoption, and a lot of children are abused in foster care and by adoption, and people don't understand it. So then the children become adults, or they even actually run away by the time that they're the age of 16, and they are just on the streets.
But see, that right there,
and that becomes another cycle
is
of crime.
How a lot of this shit, a lot of the stuff we have going on these days, that right there is some of the root causes. You don't have the fathers at home.
It is.
And then when you have these young men that jump out in the streets to get people to say, well, this is how you make money. This is how you do this. This is how you do that. This is how we end up trapped in these systems. And then you have some... I got to stop...
He got to stop cussing. So I want
No, I'm not. I don't have to stop cussing, but I got to stop doing it for this hour because stuff like this pisses me off for the simple fact I'm a black man raising black children.
Yes.
For the simple fact I have a son that I'm raising. My child can be 12, 13, 14, 15 years old, innocent as hell, but because he's a black male, I got to bury my son because he might have fidgeted this way, sneezed that way, and all of a sudden somebody felt harm because this is a black man, so I got to kill him.
They feel a little jumpy and antsy.
At the end of the day, I know what it's like for a person to pull you over and you doing everything you seemingly think is right, and they walk up and you like, oh, wait, why your temperature so high? You know. Also, I know what it's like to possibly be the guilty side, but at the end of the day, I am still a human being. I literally have seen people that don't look like me afforded that chance to be able to say I'm a human. So because this man is black, or because I'm black, I'm the ultra threat.
And
I'm the terrorist.
And unfortunately, that's true. Black women are deemed in society typically as the angry black woman. When people see me,
go in that conversation tonight.
And when people see me and talk to me, I'm not the angry black woman.
You are sometimes.
He knows this for a fact. We've had our arguments, but typically I'm not going to play those games tonight. Typically, I'm not seen as the angry black woman. I am typically seen as the black woman who acts and talks white. Which takes me to a different level, which opens more doors for me. But I digress for one moment. I always went to Catholic schools. I've been to schools with white people of all different races. When I was in college, I hung out with the hippies, all kind of people. No drugs involved, though. But my point is that depending on your personality and how you were raised and the environment that you were raised in, that gives you either a good start or bad start in life. And that's why I did my monologue today about children being listened to, and there's a difference between the First Amendment and democracy. And there should not be a difference, because even as a child, even as a young black man, 8 years old, 10 years old, 15 years old, you have the right to be listened to and to be understood. And somebody should say, hey, I don't understand you, but I'm going to pause for the cause. You are watching WJZZ Cool TV, and you are watching The Quarantine with Dre, Otis, and Cash. That's me and our special guest, Nicholas Buckingham of MI Liberation, Michigan Liberation. And we are the coolest station in the world. You can find us on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Twitch, and all top social media platforms. And our call-in number is 313-355-6018. 313-355-6018. Go back to Otis.
So we have about 2 more minutes with Mr. Nicholas Buckingham, and I mean, unfortunately, I wish.
Does he have to go?
We only got an hour. You got some more money? I mean, if you got some more money, we can go longer, but it won't be this week.
Talking to us. Okay, Nicholas, you're coming back. The boss said.
Let me ask you. For anybody out there that wants to get out there and join you in what you're doing, how can they get in contact with you?
Yeah, the best way, go to our website, Michigan Liberation, My Liberation, at .org. Should be a tab on there. We do respond back really quick. Facebook, Michigan Liberation. If you just connect with us, we got people that's monitoring all the time. I would throw my number out here, but not a good idea. But check me out on
what's your social media?
Check me out on Facebook. My name, Nicholas Buckingham, on there. Friend request me, send me a inbox. I respond back. But yeah, we pretty much respond to anybody that will hit us up.
What kind of help does MI Liberation need? And do you have an Instagram for MI Liberation?
Yeah, we got Instagram, we got Twitter, we got YouTube. Everything's up under Michigan Liberation. And I say right now, the help that we need as an organization is getting folks out to vote, encouraging people to get out and vote. So we ran, I think everybody knows we led one of the largest grassroots campaigns in Wayne County for the prosecutor race, with Victoria Burton Harris and Kim Worthy. We also ran a campaign in Oakland County as well. And so there was a lot of learnings that came behind both campaigns in regards to like the absentee ballots and people just not getting the information to get up and go out and go vote and who they're voting for. So, I think, we all know that this is a very pivotal year. It's a very important election season, so not only are we focused on like prisons and jails, but also that electoral work to get a lot of the work that we need done. We got to have the right people in office. So, yeah, get them ballots in.
So,
I want to know where this reverb is coming from, because it sounds like I'm going two.
Hey.
I don't want to be DJing in here tonight. So,
okay. So I'm going to say this one last time. Rhonda Williams, LMSW. She's with Precinct. Thank
there
you.
We go.
The reverb is gone. Thank you. Precinct number 428 is having a GOTV, Get Out the Vote event, Sunday, September 26th, 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. at SOAPS. SOAPS, Revitalizing Fuels, 13730 Livernois, Detroit, Michigan. Register to vote. Absentee ballots. United Precinct Delegates unite. And you and I, Otis, are United Precinct Delegates. Are you a precinct delegate?
No, I'm not.
Well, you're coming
First
out.
off, don't be telling nobody what I am. I never want to tell you to put my information out
you
there.
already said it on another show, so don't be trying
Did
to
I say it
act
tonight? Did I say
don't-
it tonight?
That's
Ladies
all
and
right,
gentlemen,
I'm gonna put it out there.
you must be careful of who you deal with, and I
Stop
don't know
calling.
people.
Stop calling.
I'm on a live TV. I mean, I ain't gonna say TV, but this is a live radio, whatever you want to call it, podcast, internet, whatever.
Who is that? Start with an N.
I'm
Look,
busy.
Stop calling. People always want to call when we doing our show.
I gave y'all the call-in number 313 355-6018. Matter of fact, Latrice Cash, can you give us a drop one more time, please?
I'll give you the drop, honey. So, you are watching WJZZ Cool TV, and this is The Quarantine with Dre Otis and Cash, as in Cash Can with our special guest, Nicholas Buckingham. And you can find us on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Twitch, and all top social media platforms. And WJZZ Cool TV is the coolest station in the world. And our phone number is 313-355-6018. 313-355, reverb again. 355-6018. Can we please fix that? Thank you very much.
All right, thank you so much, man. And we got another interview coming in soon. I hope he gets here soon. And
Well, if he's not here, we just gonna tell Nicholas to come back.
once again, this is the brother Nicholas Buckingham
Thank you,
from
Nicholas.
MI Liberation, Michigan Liberation. And please hit that man up. So I'm looking for hello. I'm looking for my next interview. I don't know if he is here, but I think we have calls on the line. Hello?
They got to put some calls through.
Well, I thought I heard somebody, but I don't know what happened. So until we get that checked, let's jump into this conversation until... Hello?
Just keep going.
No, I'm seeing people saying they on the phone, and I don't know who they talking to, because I hear nothing.
Yeah, we have phone numbers popping.
These phone lines are blowing up, ladies and gentlemen.
And
I do want to let you all know.
Can someone please patch the calls through?
I don't know how to.
And our number again is 313-355-6018.
I will give y'all Latrice's personal cell phone number, but I
Don't
don't
do
know
that.
if she want people calling her.
Dude.
But anyway, until we get this fixed and what's going on, let's talk about this RNC, DNC, the Republican National Convention, the Democratic National Convention. Wow. I don't really know where to begin. All I know is that I have the reverb.
This reverb is kicking my butt.
I like
Come
it
on,
though,
y'all.
because you get to hear me two times. But Donald Trump and the Republican Party that seems to sit for him, that seems to do what he wants them to do, I just don't understand what is going on.
You don't understand what Donald Trump is doing? What is going
No,
on?
the
with him?
entire Republican. I don't have a problem with anybody that feels like they're voting with their conscience and voting for somebody that they believe in. But damn! Did anybody listen to anything that anybody heard this last week?
Listen, I listened last night, and my impression was that
I thought we were watching the Joker.
number there's that number again. Number 46 minus 1. Number 45, they called President Donald Trump. He seemed, in my analysis, it seemed to me that he was blaming the coronavirus, COVID-19, on Joe Biden. And I'm like, what are you talking about?
But it's deeper than just the coronavirus. It seemed to be that everything that this man has been overseeing for the last 3.5, 4 years, however much time you want to put on it, has been ignored and put out there as Joe Biden did this. Joe Biden want people to riot. Joe Biden want people to do this. How did we get there? We didn't just get there because of a magical pop of the fingers.
Do that pop again.
I don't want to do it again.
So I can't do the pop or the finger snap, but pop. Yeah.
Pop.
So here we go. We got Trump out here. He's blaming everyone else. Trump has fired numerous people from his staff. Trump has not filled numerous positions in his staff, which has overwhelmed his employees, and some employees have quit behind this. And don't ask me names because I can't remember all these names. It's just too many to remember. He's pardoned people. People have gone in prison. People have been released from prison. But Donald Trump has remained touchless. And the reason why he's remained touchless is because people are taking a fall for him for whatever reason. Intentionally, not intentionally being set up. I don't know the reason, but that's what it is. Now, what I find interesting last night was that all these people were sitting in close contact to each other,
God.
and most were not wearing a mask.
You
And
know,
I-
let me pause you right
Go
there.
ahead.
Not to cut
Go
you
ahead.
off.
Go ahead.
But here it is. We have the clown of the United States. I mean, the president of the United States.
He said the clown.
Organized
Is this number?
for over 1,000 people to come sit to hear him talk about how great he was, how great of a job he's been doing. Doing this for 47 years. Ladies and gentlemen, Joe Biden has never been your president.
He's been your vice president.
He's been your
several
vice
years
president.
ago.
He might have been a senator. He might have been a congressperson. But he has never led you in a whole population. He might have led his district, but he has never led the United States of America. He's partially led, but guess what? When he was in leadership, did we have a Senate? And did we have a House that decided to side with the current president or vice president or anything? You know, so when we get out here and we so mad and we talk about we not going to vote for this person, because hold them accountable. That's what you do. You got people that swear up and down they know how to vote and just vote because they get told to vote. Know what you're doing.
Be informed.
Become a precinct delegate.
Become a precinct delegate.
Sometimes just listen. It's not hard.
Nope.
It's not hard at all. But when we sit here and have all of these conversations on they're not going to do this, Kamala did that, so y'all want to go around the same route we've been going for the last 4 years? Is that fine with you? Because let's be real about it. This man keeps appointing people that suits what he wants.
And they messing up. And that's the bottom line.
He's going nowhere.
They're messing up. And I'm going to say something about the economy. People don't
Don't go there with the economy without
it's
talking
real.
about all of the people that don't have any money,
Yeah.
who are not working,
Yeah.
who were forced out of jobs because of this so-called China virus,
Yeah.
Trump virus, what I call it.
And I hate that Trump keeps calling it a China virus.
But this is what he is.
But I
He's
think
showing
that's-
you his hand.
I think that that's disrespectful to call it a China virus. But this is what I want to say. If you don't have health, you will not get wealth. And I will say it again. With no health, you cannot master wealth. If you have no health, where you going to walk to? How many doctor's appointments you going to? You see what I'm saying? So you are worried. People are worried about the wrong thing. Let's get this country healthy first. Then the money will flow. The businesses will flow.
Well, guess what?
Spending will
You
flow.
saying that, but guess what? I think I'm pretty healthy. But
No,
I'm sitting here
but
doing a
we
job and I
are.
can't be wealthy. So
Right.
when you say things like that,
And
you
that's
have to be careful with what you're saying, because at the
That's
end of the
overall.
day,
That's overall, in general, people, this country.
I can be healthy as hell. But if I'm not making no money,
It's all
if I
pointless.
can't, it's all pointless, which leads me to want to go out there and rob somebody.
And
I
that's
gotta
the whole
feed for my
point.
children.
And that's the whole
I gotta go sell something because my kids need something. America, wake up.
It's
Elected
almost
officials,
the
wake up.
purge. It's almost time for the purge. This is what the purge is. This is what the urge is. If you have patience, you can wait. How many people have the patience and the money in their account that they can wait this out until the economy bounces back, until the jobs bounce back, until this virus, coronavirus, COVID-19, whatever the heck they feel like calling it, dissipates. So, with that, I got something to say. You are watching the Quarantine Show. on WJZZ Cool TV with Dre Otis and Latrice Cash, known as Cash Cam. This is the coolest station in the world. Find us on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Twitch, and all top social media platforms. And the call-in number is 313-355-6018. 313-355-6018. Please call in. So I want everyone to go back to work. I want a job.
How about
I want
this?
to work. And
How about
everybody
this?
wants
Peep
to
this.
make money.
There are people, Miss Cash, and to anybody listening,
I'm listening.
there are people
Yep.
that work every day,
Yep.
but there's a such thing called furlough, meaning they can work as much as they want to, but because of what's going on, they cannot get paid, which means they're still up under employment. Unemployment. Let me get that right.
You said they can get unemployment?
Yeah, they
Okay.
can get unemployment, but guess what?
What you gonna do with
Unemployment right now is $200, $300, sweetheart. You talking about grown people. We're not talking about high schoolers that's getting taken care of. We're talking about people that possibly have high schoolers that they need to take care of.
it? Right.
So I just want to say, be careful with how we say things, because guess what? Wealthy people gonna be wealthy. They gonna get taken care of.
Even if they lose a
But the
couple
poor
dollars.
will continue to be the poor, because guess what? We're in this country that everybody feels is so great. You know what? It's funny. The Republicans get to hollering about, oh, you're trying to paint a gloomy picture of this. It's truth.
It
This
is
country
true.
has committed so many sins and doesn't want to be real about it. But when people bring it up,
Same.
oh, you're talking about the greatest country in the
How we the greatest country? We get taken care of the least. We have
Jim
the
Crow
worst.
wasn't that far.
We have the worst healthcare system basically in the world.
And you know what I want?
In the world.
One day I hope I can get Councilman
is
Callister in here,
happening?
because that man talks about Cuba's health system all the time. And it's a shame that we have so many countries that America labels this, that, and the other, but their health care is better than ours.
And without great health care, your demise is coming.
You know, you think
you
about
gotta
it.
pay. I mean, think about it. If somebody has cancer, how much money are they paying out of their pocket for medical bills, medication, pills, whatever? If you are hurt in an accident, okay, you got insurance for your car, you got your health insurance, but how much are you paying out of your pocket just so you can start walking again, for physical therapy,
Right.
occupational therapy? Come on now. There's a lot of people that understand from a personal standpoint what we are discussing right now. This is atrocious that our country is like this. Healthcare, medical care. You still going through all this bull crap about whether to give us unemployment, increase the unemployment benefits again. You still going talking crap about rental assistance, about utility assistance.
When is
What?
enough enough? That's
Enough is enough.
You know what?
Back in
we
March,
can we can feel like that.
March was enough. is
Listen,
enough.
what I'm saying. We can feel like that,
Man,
but if the powers that be
Man.
don't feel like that, who cares?
Well,
That's the thing. Me and you both know elected officials
a whole lot.
that probably are sitting in Washington right now that can pull somebody by the coattail. Hey, we need to do something for these people. I'm sick and tired of all the damn arguing and bickering. Like, these people are 5, 6-year-olds. Mitch
ego.
McConnell, it's time for you to go. Hey, somebody go tag him. I know
It's
y'all can't
ego.
do it, but somebody go tell Mitch McConnell to retire. Just disappear, please. You serve this country nothing else but a distraction.
Listen, I'm gonna tell you flat out.
I need money.
People need
People need
money People need money to survive. That $500-600 a month that is unemployment now does not.
What are you talking about?
Pay,
What $500-600?
I mean, you know how
That's been cut off. That's my argument.
Right.
People haven't gotten that since
I'm
July
talking about
31st.
the $160 every week now.
Shit.
And that adds up to, with taxes taken out, $521 a month. Now, we said this before, and I'm going to say it again. What does that pay? You must pay your cell phone bill because you never know what's going to happen. Mm-hmm. You have to buy toiletries. Mm-hmm. So now the DHS system is overwhelmed because you have all these people that need to apply for cash assistance and food assistance. Mm-hmm. Wake up, politicians. Kick somebody in the head. Pop them in the nose. Do something. Get your egos in check. It's not about you. It is about the general public as a whole needs help, needs assistance. We need to get out of this hole, not as a city, as a community, as a country. We need to get out of this. Mm-hmm. Now, quick, fast, and in a hurry. And what's your word for it?
Expeditiously.
I like when he says that.
Expeditiously.
Saying it. So let me start with this. I'm going to leave you with this. You are watching The Quarantine Show with Dre Otis and Cash. This is Cash Cam. And we are on WJZZ Cool TV, the coolest station in the world. Find us on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Twitch, and all top social media platforms. And we didn't get any calls today, but we saw them on the screen. But I'll leave you the phone number.
We're going to figure that out for y'all, too.
Call in next Friday. Yeah. We are here every Friday, 8 p.m., 313-355-6018, 313-355-6018. You are watching The Quarantine.
I just want to say something real quick. No, that wasn't what I was trying to say.
Come on, I was.
Ladies and gentlemen, I got a problem. Here it is. We talking about a man that was shot 7 times.
Oh God.
In his back.
I need a drink of water.
7 times in his back. A few months ago, a black man was crushed to death. Stepped on, however you want to call it. I call it crushed because there were 3 people on this man's body as he died slowly in front of America.
And screamed for his mama.
Who was dead. His mother is no longer here. So this man was seeing things that
he saw his mama.
We won't see until our time has come.
He saw his mama while he was dying.
I have a real problem when you have a 17-year-old child that walks down the street hollering what he's done, how he's done it, and is able to walk by police. Because, let's just be clear about it. And I'm a mutt, so I got so much different blood running in my veins, it ain't funny. I can say whatever I want to. Ladies and gentlemen, the kid was white. Had no business being there. 17 years old, he should have been at home trying to figure out how he was going to graduate this damn school year. But a lot of you all out there trying to defend his actions on shooting 3 people, possibly more, and killing 2. This is where we are in the country. This is where we are as a country.
May I say something before we end?
One more thing.
Go ahead.
I never in my life thought I would possibly be going back to the 60s, but I understand now what a lot of you all went through. I understand now what a lot of you all are saying. For the simple fact, how much has really changed?
Not much. So, I'm going to say something, and I want everyone to hear this.
You got a minute.
We started with my monologue. There's a difference between the First Amendment and democracy, and how the courts view that. So, with that being said, how do y'all view post-traumatic stress syndrome and people that view all these murders and killings and shootings and rioting and violence? That is called post-traumatic stress syndrome, PTSD, and it affects our children, young and old. middle-aged seniors. That's all I got to say. This is the quarantine with Otis and Cash.
Ladies and gentlemen, 2 minute thank you for tuning in and goodbye. This is what I'm being told. So this is what I'm going to say.
Yeah, we got 2 minutes.
Love each other. Talk to each other.
Hug each other.
Quit trying to fight each other. If you disagree, agree to disagree. You don't have to always be the big dog in the room. Sometimes it's cool to shut the hell up.
And walk across the street if you don't like somebody. You ain't always got to open your mouth.
Not at all. Ladies and gentlemen, this is August 28th, and I thank you again for joining me, Dre Otis, and
Latrice Cash at Cash Cam.
And this has been The Quarantine, and we want to see you all next week.
Next week. And thank you for having Nicholas Buckingham from MI Liberation in the studio with us today.
Stephen Boyle, get in here next week, man. I told you to come this week, man. We gonna get you on here, man. We gonna get you, dog. We gonna get you.
Stephen Boyle is running for, what is it, the Green Party or Liberation?
He said he's running for Green Party.
Green Party in November.
We gonna get you, dog. We gonna get you. Get in here next week, man. Quit texting me on live. I can't do all this stuff.
We can't do all that.
See you next week, everybody. Quarantine.
Register to vote. This the quarantine.